5. This is even harder hits, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that hit even bent the can. So now let's see Strider's edge. I mean, I guess this really only considers Strider's initial edge, and plus, you know, the fact that Strider's got a thicker bulk to the blade, so it's not as prone to, you know, that chipping, because it is more of a working edge. But you know, even though this isn't necessarily the most scientific, it's just interesting for me to know too. Now you can see on the Strider now, there's that little spot right there. It looks actually just a bend. It's more of a bend actually than a break. The camera can't catch it, but from this side, it actually looks like a little, you know, there's a little bit of a chip, but not so bad. Not so bad for that kind of whacking. Let's try the Paramilitary too. And the pink over here. So we'll start right here in the pink. Okay. So 5 hard whacks, huh? Poor knife. Okay, that actually hurt a break. Now look, this one's not doing so well. Maybe Paramilitary 2s are over hardened. You know, that makes them more brittle. Who knows what their process is, but that definitely happens. So maybe that's why they're better for edge retention, possibly. Not an expert, just curious. Let's see. Let's try the Umnumzaan again. Yeah. Why not? This is fun. You see now. I'll whack this thing hard with the Umnumzaan. And let's see. You know, on the forums, if people say that they're not too fond of Chris Reeves' S30V for holding up, you know, this is pretty darn good. So now I'm gonna cut through the can because that'll answer things fast. I'm gonna use a fresh. Well, here. Okay, look. There's these 3 cuts over here. Ignore those because those were my testing ones earlier when I used the Umnumzaan. We're gonna try it now with the Paramilitary. I'm gonna do the front area so that we can actually, you know, get to maybe see if we can cut paper out there. Now, of course, the front area I didn't use them, so this will cut paper. Both was testing on the back side, so I'm not, you know, gonna cut the paper with of course, the jagged parts. You know, if someone ever want to know, can you stab through metal with a Paramilitary? Yeah, you can. So here's the goofy little cuts. The funny thing is, because it has such a nice, you see that? Because it does have such a nice straight, sharp point, it actually does just go right through a can. Like it's not even hard, really. It's kind of creepy, scary, huh? So very good on that. And let's see. Each time I go through, tip is still there. You know, definitely see a little bit, you know, but I'm pretty sure right now if I cut through some paper, it'll just fly through the paper. I mean, yeah, it's got those little spots it's catching on now, just causing some tears. And right there, okay. And we'll see how this bulk of the Strider. Okay, wait, look, that's a big hole. Let's see, very industrial. 2. Let's see. 3. 4. And 5. Okay, and you can see the 5 cuts in there. And I don't know. It looks good. Well, let's just see. You know, of course, the front was always kind of crappy. That's just the only way I can really say it. I mean, hey, at least you can throw it, right? You know, but if we go back to the area that I'm trying to get through, you know, it'll. Let's see. You know, compared to the time I do 2 cuts, it's just not as smooth. So now let's try. I'll do a switch to a different can, and we'll try cutting through and let's see how much cutting it takes to really. We'll go with the Strider. This is a brand new can. How long it takes to really make this area just suck, and we'll really know that edge retention at least. Well, we know the toughness of Strider is good because I mean it didn't chip really at all. Have I broken through the can? Not yet. Try to do this in front. I guess I could try left-handed. I'm not left-handed, so this is a little more dangerous, but, you know, hey. You know, interesting note, those new Strider, I'm barely getting through them. Those new Strider aluminum handles, aluminum is hard to cut through. And not aluminum soda cans, but when it's, at least especially aircraft aluminum, that stuff is a nightmare. And I got one of those going gear pill fobs, which I'll probably review later. You know, those things, you know, just for like waterproof capsules. And every one of them, I tried different models, would get stuck, and I couldn't get the contents out. And so I decided to take my Vimprove that, you know, can cut through the pipe and cut through that, and I spent all day, and okay, finally broke into it, and it just wouldn't cut through. This can's pretty impressive too. Stater Brothers Pineapple, huh? Okay, so okay, and let's see, different area. I mean, it's definitely got that little reflective lining now. Let's see if I can. You can kind of see it right where I was cutting the cans, right around here. And I left this area low in the middle, and then the ding. But let me see. Well, see, I still caught the paper that time. I mean, there's definitely those. Yeah, look. And if I do the middle area, at least start breaking into it. Let's see. Oh, Paramilitary 2's turn. So there's that Strider cut. We'll do the other side for the Paramilitary. And I don't know how to do this in frame, but you guys have to trust me on this one. I'm doing it. Okay. Nope, Paramilitary 2 has like no hot spots. It always feels great in the hand. Strider, depending on how you're using it, sometimes can, you know, but it's more on the concealed carries than on the brick version. The brick version fills your hand more, so, you know, less hot spots on one spot, less force. I mean, still haven't broken through over here. It's kind of going all over the place. Same thing with the Strider, but a little bit just. Not. Still not. I think what helped the Strider was that Tonto tip. Could get a hole going. I would say that has a lot to do with it. Well, this is infuriating. You know, I'm just going to cheat and poke a little hole, okay? There we go. Now there's a hole right there. Now I'm going to cut into it. Well, I'm having a hard time creating a hole. Let's just see now the edge of the Paramilitary 2. It's definitely got that reflection going. Let's see. I have to put something behind it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see what you can catch the light. Not so bad. Huh. It's definitely not that invisible edge that you want for razor cutting. Well, anyway, paper. So, the same thing. I mean, take that what it is. I would say, I don't know, just based off my impressions. I mean, if I had to choose one, I think neither is bad, and neither is like, you know, I think it's just, for me, I like the fact that this being the factory edge didn't crack, and whether or not it's because of the angle. And you know, if I was to eyeball it, you know, yeah, the strider is not a slicing angle, you know, so that has a lot to do with it. But in terms of durability, you know, that's good. I mean, the front sucks. I'm assuming then that, you know, this test has shown that the Paramilitary, they put more edge, main focus on edge retention by making it harder. It's still kind of, once it gets going, yeah, I'd say the Paramilitary 2 has some better edge retention. So, let's see. Not bad. Try the strider. I'll start in the same cut. It could basically be the angle of the strider, but I don't think that would determine if I could. Like right now, how I'm trying to like here's a cut that's nice and clean. I'm trying to dig into it, and it just doesn't. It kind of goes. Definitely much not as good as the Paramilitary. Okay, so in order, you know, the Umnumzaan is definitely the lowest Rockwell hardness in terms of it. So it's a little softer. Right in the middle is the strider at 59.5, and then this one, this Paramilitary, probably is somewhere around the 61. So you could go 1 point up each. Now this makes sense. You know, this one held up pretty well, the Umnumzaan, with its hollow grind. It makes sense that it's a little softer, so it's not as brittle and gonna break, and because the edge is already there. On the strider, I would say the strider is definitely in the middle. You know, it's got good toughness, especially right off the bat, because it didn't crack and chip, and you know, and so it's just right in the middle. It's good, especially once you do resharpen this. This will hold up very well. So it's, you know, it's a good choice that they went for that kind of middle range hardness too. And then on the Paramilitary 2, obviously they sacrificed that toughness for good edge retention. So if you're looking for a cutter and that's what you really primarily intend to do, this one's a good one.